I work in innovation. I have my whole career. And the car driving analogy, it's an obvious one. We've all heard it a million times, I'm sure. Something like, well, stop looking in your rearview mirror, look out the front window, look at where you're going. You know that, and I know that. I think that's true. It just leaves our focus on getting to a destination. Therefore, we try to get better at predicting what technologies, what tools, what moments where we go left or right are going to make or break us down the line. And therefore, we're spending all this time, money, effort, analysis, worrying, and then, wondering why anxiety medications are through the roof. Don't get me wrong, that prediction work is needed. Understanding your goals, your roadmap, working on getting where you're going, it's necessary. It's just missing something. Something that's been at the root of governments being overthrown, industries being disrupted, and companies growing exponentially. It's so blatantly obvious, it's easy to overlook, yet so fundamentally important. It's more important than the destination itself. The car you're riding in. Now think of the car as you, and by extension, your culture, your business culture. Culture is the set of collective beliefs, values, ethics, attitudes in your organization. Whether you're a sole proprietor talking to friends and family, or a Fortune 500 company with thousands of coworkers. It's the car, the systems that are going to get you anywhere. We'll ask questions like, well, how's our steering system? Is it built for tight turns or kind of loose? How's the engine system? Does it get good mileage, good acceleration? What about GPS? Is that any good? In business and life, it's things like, well, how do we handle dissenting opinions? Do you go with the majority? Or do you maybe harass those that think differently? How are the conversations we're having? Does everybody contribute or are people silent? And what do we do with failure or roadblocks? We do things like, we see our competition has a new technology, and so we drive, build, buy, or partner with a similar tool, but now all you have is that technology, a linear improvement. The culture gives you expansive growth. The technologies, tools, processes, even the ideas are simply the result. Now, I'm not talking about the value statement you post up on the wall. That's fantastic, right? But I'm talking about the lived realities of how we interact. The invisible barriers that make it okay to do some things and not even notice others. Here's the transformational part. When we start to go to work on the car, ourselves and the culture, the world starts to look different. I mean, imagine putting an off-road tire system or a wing system to fly on your car. Well, you're going to get vastly different places. In fact, where you can reasonably expect to go is no longer limited to city streets. That would be transformational, right? I mean, it's the equivalent of being a company like Kodak, where you invent the first digital camera, but hang your future on print photography, at least until it's too late. Or being a company like Amazon that's disrupted countless markets and is today one of the largest companies in the world. It happens for people too. Take Eldred Jackson III. This guy started out a hardened criminal. A dude as bad as you can get. Caught and sentenced to life in prison, he used some of these principles personally to transform into someone that was not only let out on parole, now runs a company, supports a nonprofit, even has a happy family of his own. We've been looking at what there is to do almost exactly backwards. Trying to get to some innovation, or let's go do transformation. Let's arrive at that end result. Transformation is not a destination. It's not just one moment that matters. It's a place to come from. Its potential is embedded in repeated moments as systems in your business culture. Again, that technology, disruption, innovation, the ideas are the result.